What superpower lets a loser go from being broke to rich, famous, and getting the girl? And who is this demon that tries to kill him in his dreams? Protagonist Sang Yu has trouble sleeping and is a broke, unsuccessful screenwriter. He has frequent nightmares where a demon-like entity is attacking him. He gathers from various sources that dreams are a gateway to dormant superpowers in his subconscious, and that the demon-like entity is the guardian of that gateway. While getting breakfast from a street cart vendor, he voyeuristically stalks an old crush from across the street, who's now working in a cafe. He flashes back to when he first saw his crush, Hua, perform on stage when he was young. He's spotted by his friend, Sanji, who chases him down for a catch-up. Sanji had paid Sang Yu to write a script, but Sang Yu has been slacking off. Sanji gives him 10 more days. Sang Yu comes back to his apartment to find that he's been evicted. He gathers his things and goes to a diner to continue working. Sang unintentionally nods off and is attacked by the demon from his dreams again. When he wakes, he finds that his laptop and essentially all his work is missing. At wit's end, Sang considers jumping off a building and ending his life thinking about Hua. However, the old breakfast street cart vendor from earlier inexplicably shows up to talk him down and gives him some life advice. Sang opens up about his nightmares. The vendor suggests that the next time he's having nightmares, he should yell out loud, "I'm dreaming." Later that night, Sang dozes off in front of a convenience store, and the demon comes for him again in his dreams, plunging a sword into Sang's chest. Sang remembers the street cart vendor's advice and shouts, "I'm dreaming." He wakes up in the conscious world. However, this time, the very same sword from the dream world that was plunged into his body earlier has materialized into his hand. Sang immediately pawns the sword off for money, which he uses to buy food, a new laptop, and a hotel room. He goes to sleep again with the intention to wake up again with other items he can pawn in the real world. Once again, he's attacked by the demon. This time he yells, "I'm dreaming." As the demon plunges an axe into his chest, Sang wakes up in the real world with the axe in his hand. He once again pawns this item off for money. Sang splurges on a shopping spree and a night out to celebrate. He comes back to his hotel room and dozes off once more. He's dreaming where he's in a museum full of priceless artifacts. Sang yells, "I'm dreaming," while holding an artifact, but is unable to wake up on command. Once again, the demon attacks him, this time with a gun. The demon kills Sang in the dream, forcing him to wake up, empty-handed and unsatisfied. Sang takes sleeping pills and forces himself to go back to that dream. He picks up 2 artifacts and holds onto them tight before being killed again by the demon. When he wakes up, the artifacts have also successfully materialized into the real world. Once again, he pawns the items off. This time, however, the pawnshop owner, who is clearly shady, questions Sang where he got his items from, to which Sang refuses to give an answer. The following day, his friend Sanji once again spots him on the street. This time, however, Sang treats him to dinner and pays back the money Sanji invested in him to write the script. Sang also tells Sanji that he will no longer write scripts. The next day, Sang goes to the cafe where Hua is working. He finally talks to her, but she doesn't remember him. It seems business is bad, and the cafe will close unless she comes up with $1.5 million. At night, Sang and Sanji go out drinking. Sanji brings a drunk Sang back to Sang's hotel room and begins to snoop around for clues on how Sang is making so much money. Sanji witnesses Sang dream, then wake up shouting, "I'm dreaming," with treasures materializing in his hands. Now that Sanji knows Sang's secret, he begs him to share his wealth. The following day, Sang shows up at the cafe again with the money and offers to buy the cafe. Hua asks him out to dinner to understand more. Over dinner, Hua says his name, Sang Yu, sounds familiar and asks him what his motive is for buying her cafe. Sang lies, trying to hide his past and identity from her. Hua is aware that he might be into her, but she hints that she's open to that idea. At night, Sang once again enters the dream world. This time, it appears that he has considerably more control and even beats the demon before waking on command. The next day, business is booming at the cafe. Sang has his friend Sanji paying off people on the street to go give patronage to the cafe. At night, Sang walks Hua-er home on a romantic night stroll. She guesses what his job might be. Surprising Sang, she guesses that he is a screenwriter. The following night, Sang materializes a fancy car from his dreams to give to Hua-er as a gift. They go on a date where she drives him to the movies. Sang has a flashback where he recalls the first time he saw Hua-er. She was performing on stage at a club, and he was instantly smitten. Backstage, he witnesses her having an argument with her then-boyfriend and tells her his name. Afterwards, he would then stalk her from a distance, watching her in a dark cinema from a few seats away, unaware she was being watched by him. In the present, they go see a movie together. Hua-er tells Sang that she can't wait to see what kind of movie script Sang can write, given he's so financially successful. This prompts Sang to write an actual movie script. Senji reads it and is touched as it is actually genuinely good. Senji leverages their newfound wealth to get this movie made, and even makes up a fake backstory for Sang that makes him look even more impressive on the surface in front of Hua-er. In the dream world, it seems that Sang has completely conquered the demon. In the real world, Sang and Senji revel in how much money they have now. Sang and Hua-er have a romantic moment on the cafe roof, where she questions how long this will last. He promises he will never leave her. At her apartment, just as he's about to confess his feelings and past stalking to her, wounds from his previous dream battles with the demon suddenly begin to resurface in the real world. He leaves without a word, leaving Hua-er to doubt their budding love, just as she was beginning to open her heart again. Sang begins to question if there would be some retribution for all the things he's taken from the dream world. Sang has a dream that night, where it appears that retribution is coming. The next day in the real world, more wounds from previous battles start to reappear on his body. As he walks down the street, Sang is suddenly kidnapped. It turns out the gangsters who ran the pawn shop recognized him and have now decided to extort him for his money. Initially, they decide to take him hostage for ransom money. Senji delivers the ransom, but the gangsters take the money and kidnap Senji as well. Upon further deliberation, they decide to visit Sang's home and truly see how much they can take from his vault. Sang begrudgingly brings the gangsters to his home, and his doorman does not suspect anything unusual at all, so he lets everyone up. While in the vault, the gangsters discover all the treasures that Sang has been collecting. Hua-er unexpectedly shows up at Sang's home and calls him on the intercom, wanting an explanation for why he suddenly left that night. Not wanting her to be in any danger, Sang lies on the intercom and tries to drive her away by hurting her feelings. As she's about to leave, however, the doorman, oblivious to the possible robbery, kidnapping, extortion, possible murder upstairs, and despite hearing his boss Sang telling Hua-er to leave on the intercom, the doorman still encourages Hua-er to go up, since the door is open anyway. Upon exiting the elevator, Hua-er is immediately kidnapped, and a bag is put over her head. Sang sees that they've got her too, and pleads for her to leave and not take off the bag, given the gangsters will kill her if she sees their faces. She takes it off anyway. Lackey gangster number 2 suddenly grows a conscience and asks the head gangster and owner of the pawn shop, Kyang-ji, not to kill anyone. Kyang-ji gets upset and beats him to a pulp. Kyang hopes this is a lesson to Hua-er. She kicks him anyway. Kyang orders for them all to be killed. A scuffle breaks out, and Sang-yu flees with Hua-er and Senji. Kyang then takes the time to kill gangster number 2. Clearly, there was some underlying resentment going on before this. As our 3 heroes flee, Senji gets apparently beaten to death, Hua-er gets knocked out, and finally Sang gets knocked out. In his dream world, he has a flashback of all the events that have transpired in his life thus far. His dream self then becomes the same demon entity that Sang was fighting all this time. The demon breaks into the real world and impales Kyang into the wall. Kyang's first reaction is to still shoot Hua-er several times, to make sure she dies. Demon Sang kills the other gangsters before finally killing Sang in the real world. This causes all the things that Sang brought from the dream world to suddenly disappear. We cut to Sang waking up in front of the convenience store from earlier in the film. Before he was able to materialize his first object into the real world, As if nothing fantastical in the movie at all had happened, he's being woken up by Hua, who recognized him. She offers him real food and offers a job to him at the cafe, all in order to encourage him to keep writing. It turns out, Hua noticed Sang stalking her all this time, at the cinema and in front of the cafe. She liked it. Sang cleans up and looks respectable. He's working at the cafe now while writing scripts. Sang meets up with Sanji, who tells him that his script actually was sold for a profit. Everything is looking up. Sang visits the old street vendor who saved his life earlier to thank him. The old man reveals he's been through what Sang had experienced. He needed easy cash once, and that cost him his liver. Suddenly, Sang realizes that he's entering the dream world again as it bleeds in from the back. After the credits, we cut back to when Sang wakes up in front of the convenience store the second time. Being recognized by Hua, the demon watches from afar. Ending explained. When the demon kills Sang in the real world and time is reset, it is possible that Sang has now merged his real world and his dream world into one. He no longer has to separate his dreams and desires from reality. It's important to go after your dreams, but by doing it the right way. Sang desired to attain his goals the easy way, stealing from his dreams. This led to some unfavorable consequences. This is also the parable the old street cart vendor tried to explain at the end of the film. He traded his organs for some quick cash, and it wasn't worth it. The demons represent Sang's moral guardians, beating him if he's not on the right path. The demon in the end credits was only watching from afar, instead of beating Sang, because it seemed that Hua was about to lead him down the right path.